In this video, I compare what happened to me to what happened to other people in the atheist movement more recently to show a pattern of toxic femininity in the atheist movement. Let's start with the background. I was befriended by a woman named Rebecca Vitzman. Rebecca Vitzman befriended me over a period of a couple of months. She lured me to a party. I touched her on the back at the party. She called that touch sexual assault, and she brought me to court over it. The woman who was Rebecca's witness turned and apologized to me after the case, and then she came on my channel, and I want to just show you this.
Yeah. Like, she had me convinced that I was doing something good because you had no business being in the position that you were in, and that if we got you out of that position, then I would have been acting in alignment with my ethics.
Having shown you that, I want to show you this recent article that I brought up before about the American Atheist Board members losing Mandisa and Andrew Torres. Now, I've never met Andrew Torres. I don't know him. I want you to see the complaints against him again, and I'm trying to make a point. I want you to see this. This goes down to Miss Frankel, Sharon Frankel, an attorney and actress. Was a fan of Torrens' podcast, and the two eventually had a consensual sexual relationship. According to the text messages reviewed by RNS, Frankel said she cut off the romantic relationship when the two began collaborating on legal work, at which point she met his wife and family. Torres wanted to pursue their sexual relationship even after Frankel told him it was over, according to Frankel. Frankel said she cut off ties with Torres when their work together ended, but after meeting other women who had what they had called problematic interactions with him in 2019, she contacted him again. And here she is making a complaint against him. Not really because of anything that he had done to her, but because he had a relationship with her. Other women had told Sharon Frankel that they had had problematic events. Now, I want to bring these two together because this is kind of exposing this evil mentality that I once was thought was about just women, but really it's about failures. Really, it's about low-level people who are doing whatever they can to bring down higher-level people. These people are horrible people, okay? I was destroyed by these people. People like these people. People who lie in order to get pity and fame. Look at this woman. This woman, Sharon Frankel, an attorney and actress. You know what? Actresses have IMDb entries, and I went over to hers. It does exist. This is Sharon Frankel's IMDb page. The actress has been in 3 shorts, 2 shorts in 2022 and 1 in 2015, and she had a single episode series in 2015, and she has a demo reel. Would you like to see her demo reel? Yes. Yes, you would.
How could they put our kids in such danger? Keep that monster away from my son!
We would not be doing that, science boy. You have been called upon this board to determine if you are worthy to continue your duties. You used your powers recklessly and it backfired.
Okay. So that is her professional Sharon Frankel acting reel. So that was interesting, and I hope you enjoyed that. I laughed, I cried. It was better than Cats. I'm going to see it again and again. This is Felicia Entwistle. According to her own words, her nature is super sexual, and she basically oozes sex. So We are talking about this. That's this person here. It's hard for me because this is so reminiscent of what happened to me. Okay. People just came out of the woodwork from my past, lying through their teeth, doing whatever they can. And it turned out they all knew each other. And it turned out one of the witnesses was coerced into being a witness because it was ethical to lie, because they had decided that I was guilty, which is exactly what's happening here. They decided he was guilty. They decided, they talked. Sharon Frankel was fine with him until she went back and she talked to her sewing circle and they said, oh, no, he's bad. And she said, oh, well, then I'm going to the press to fuck up this man's life.
Lick my balls. Yeah.
But wait, let's not pretend that this is a female issue, because Andrew's podcasting partner, Thomas, put this incredible, I don't know what to make of it, but I'll link to it in the description. You should all hear this, okay? This is a grown-ass man blubbering, crying. It's either a terrible acting job or a brilliant acting job or a very, very low-level person trying to throw his ex-partner under the bus for fuck nothing. Because Thomas is claiming that he was inappropriately touched by Andrew, okay? Now, he came out and he did this thing, and I want to show you the reaction first, okay? Here's a reaction from the OA admin. The audio is heartbreaking, but in it we find how this community moves forward from here. While admitting that this experience was not traumatic compared to other victims, Thomas recognizes that his experience is exactly what should have pushed him to do more. He should have immediately recognized how the rest of the victims felt. This is what abusers do, though. They make it hard for victims to come forward. They hide behind plausible deniability. They make the stakes impossibly high. They use shame to silence. They gather a consortium of character witnesses that will defend them at any cost. What was Andrew's thing? What Andrew did, I'll tell you, I'm going to play it for you. I don't even want to tell you. I'm going to play it for you.
I'm just recording this because every time I try to write something down, it's wrong.
Here's
it's
the
so hard
claim.
for me because of my ADHD to do it. I had to leave the house. This is on my phone because I just can't.
This guy mentions his diseases and his problems and his panic attacks many times. And no, we're not going to listen to this whole recording. I'll play a little bit of the crying first, but then I'm going to stop when he tells you exactly what he did.
I'm so embarrassed. All through this, up until this very day, I've been keeping something to myself that I've only told my wife, and I did not even think was something that I could do anything about her, or have anyone care about. And I think I'm still guilty that part of me feels like I don't have a right to do this. But Andrew has touched me inappropriately a couple of times when he's really drunk. And the only time I have any documented evidence of is in 2020.
When you get touched inappropriately, how do you get touched inappropriately? Do they grab your ass, right? Maybe they grab your crotch, right? Or maybe they rub your chest or something, right?
One, I told my wife, I messaged my wife, and I'll show you the screenshots.
Just slightly uncomfortable.
No, well,
just barely.
This doesn't absolve me of my responsibilities.
Wait for it.
And I need to clarify some things about that, which I think I can do with screenshots and stuff. But starting around then, whenever anyone would talk to me about this, I would go into panic attack. It's been so hard. I've been in a non-stop just panic attack since this happened, and even until this day, I still didn't come to terms with the truth.
If this guy is telling the truth, he's crazy. another crazy. Well, we'll find out.
I still was trying to search for how to defend myself, how to defend Andrew. And then I just went, part of my brain just went to this experience, and I just realized, yeah, I never for a moment considered myself somebody who was allowed to have feelings about this.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Part of that is my own trauma in life, but it's also because I felt complicit.
He felt complicit. He felt complicit. Gee, this must be really bad. All right? Because the other person was talking about this is what abusers do. This guy's crying about the assault that he faced from this guy, Andrew. I mean, this, and he's feeling complicit. He's crippled with the guilt from hiding this all this time.
I had already expressed some discomfort about Andrew's drinking because he makes me uncomfortable when he's drunk. He does. He makes me uncomfortable. He has a problem when he drinks. And one of the nights, well, I guess I could tell you exactly based on the screenshot, but one of the nights when I went to the fridge to get something, Andrew drunkenly followed me. And as I had, kind of like facing the fridge, opening the fridge to get, I don't know, a beer or something, he just came behind me and he didn't grope me. He didn't touch me in any genital anything area, but he touched me in my lower hip, kind of, back lower hip. I don't know, it just wasn't right. Like it wasn't a way that Andrew should touch me.
He didn't grope me. He didn't do anything wrong. He touched me as he was passing me in the kitchen. He touched me on my lower hip when he was drunk. I mean, people who remember the whole incident must be thinking he touched his sacrum. Right there. This is Rebecca Vitzman right there. Two friends. One touches the other in a completely appropriate way. Then this guy turns it into assault, claims to be the victim, and puts out a podcast with him crying about being the assault victim. This guy, Thomas, is just as much of a piece of shit as Felicia Entwistle and the Sharon Frankel. These people, listen, how can anybody expect to ever want to associate with any of you again? And how can we, good people, expect to keep it quiet? How are we supposed to sit down when our friends say, hey, I started dating this great chick named Sharon Frankel? What are we going to do? We have to protect our people. It's important for us as a society to expose the shit in our community. And the shit in our community are the predators. The people who find people who are weak or vulnerable and lie and step on them and crush them for personal gain. The higher the better, but anyone will do. It's for people who are delusional or really, really below average, who can do nothing other than step on other people by lying in order to get up, in order to get publicity for your acting career, in order to get publicity for your podcast. Oh, you're such a victim. Meanwhile, you're destroying a fucking life. You're calling yourself a victim. You're calling yourself a vigilante, but you're not. You're a fucking predator, and you deserve to live and die alone. And we as a society need to help that along. They want to have acting careers. They want to ooze sexuality. They want to be so attractive. They want to be so important. We have to do better. And if we don't, guess what? Nobody will want to be anywhere near our community. And why would we deserve their company? When anybody coming in is vulnerable to this from all angles, vulnerable to just the slightest thing, and then the fucking pig pile. And I mean pig pile. By this pig and that pig and the other two pigs. Shame on all of you. And shame on all of your friends for making the atheist movement this inhospitable place, this toxic wasteland where anybody can go and be eaten alive. Oh, you're a hero. You're stunning and brave. And yes, you absolutely ooze sex. You ooze sex too, Sharon. You're a very, very attractive and successful person. Not somebody really, really fucking low who would throw an ex-boyfriend under the bus for publicity. No, that's not what you are. Thomas, look, this guy is either a real and fucking crazy or a liar and an actor and fucking scared. Okay? And let's put this out on the table too. If he's scared, that's reasonable. Okay? This might be Machiavellian here. Okay? This might be him saying, all right, Andrew's down. I'm stepping on his grave so that I don't get chopped up in the thing. I'll bet that's a part of this. You know, the timing is good. But man, that's fucking low. I hope every single one of you lives and dies alone because you deserve it. You deserve no companionship. You deserve no love because you'll turn on it. Can you imagine dating Sharon Frankel knowing that years after the relationship she could go to the press? Would you date Felicia Entwistle knowing that a text could go to the press? Would you ever do business with this guy Thomas again, knowing that even the slightest thing will send him into a crying fit and he'll do a podcast on you? These people need to be publicized, and it is our responsibility as a community to publicize them. It is our responsibility as a community to rid our community of the human garbage that lives and dies to hurt other people, that pops itself up at the expense of other human fucking beings. I don't know how anybody would want to associate with any of these people or any organizations that has any of these people associated with them. I guess the reason I wanted to make this video is because of the striking similarities between what's going on with Andrew and what happened with me. The sub-performing people lying grotesquely in order to make something benign, sexual, or aggressive any way they can in order to take down somebody who they definitely saw was above them or who at least was vulnerable. These people, whether they're Rose St. Clair or Beth Presswood or Rebecca Vitzman or Felicia, whatever her name is, Felicia Entwistle or Sharon Frankel or whoever this guy Thomas is, these people step on people to step up. And that is among the lowest form of us. You know, when we're talking about, you know, who the allies are, to step on the allies in order to get up among the allies, it's the stupidest thing that we can do, and it creates an environment for predators. You know, I mean, this is predatory behavior. The atheist movement is a minefield of these predators. So who would go to an atheist event? Who would go to an atheist convention these days, knowing that they could have a conversation, think it's just fine, and then be trashed, even if they have to lie? Can you imagine being a complete virgin to the atheist movement and seeing this from the outside and saying, hey, I want to be a part of that? No, I don't think you can. And that's why I think it's incumbent on the atheist movement for us to expel people like this, for us to expose and expel the human garbage that is eating our own. And we have to protect our own. We have to protect this guy, Andrew. I don't even know him. He might hate me. I don't give a fuck. He's a victim here. He is a victim of Thomas, and he's a victim of Sharon, and he's a victim of Felicia. And he's a victim of himself as well. And man, I don't know this guy, Andrew, but I know a lot about what he's feeling right now. And Andrew, you do not deserve that. You do not deserve to feel that way. You do not deserve to feel shame. You've done no harm. You've done no harm, but you have been harmed. And you've been harmed by people pretending to be vigilantes, pretending to be victims, but they're just fucking predators. And they don't deserve anyone's respect. And they don't have mine. And they shouldn't have anyone's. So, let me know what you think in the comments section. I want to see what you think. Do you see the similarities here between what happened to me and what happened to Andrew? Let me know. I would love to hear what you think, but also, I really do appreciate you staying to the end of the video. Please publicize this video so that people can talk about this and people can expose the true predators of the atheist movement. Thanks.